Sis, if that man will not, if he won't learn you, that's the best way to put it. He can't possibly earn you. You see, it's one thing if a man is showing up doing all of these great things. And let's say they're not grandiose, love bombing type of situations. He's consistent and, he makes good money and he makes you laugh and appreciate it. But if he will not learn you specifically, there's no way he can earn you. Because that's how we earn anything. We accommodate whatever that specific job or whatever that specific requirement or task demands of us. Like we come to that level and then we deliver. We love in the form of sacrifice, not in the form of what we already do well. So I talked about this before and I saw a comment. This actually wasn't on one of my master classes. This is on one of my previous live chats where I was talking to y'all about how a man's effort equals his interest. Don't know how many of y'all remember that, but there is no effort in doing what we always do. There's no effort in doing what we've done for the last 10 women. That's nice. That's nice, especially if it adds value to your life. It puts a smile on your face. If we've always, sent flowers, if we've always sent good morning texts, like, cool, all right? I'm not telling you to get out here being hostile. But please discern between a man who is truly putting forth effort and a man who's just going through the motions. Like, you deserve a love that's custom fitted for you. I'm not being idealistic here. What I'm saying is, okay, as a woman, you're unique, right? You have different flaws. You have different challenges. You have different ways that life has impacted you. You can't get a cookie cutter love and be properly loved. You can't get a man who knows the right things, says the right things, and truly have your cup poured into to its maximum potential. A man has to be willing to earn a PhD in you to be able to graduate the both of you to the next level of life. He has to be willing to learn you as a byproduct of earning you. We love to talk about, a man needs to put in work. A man needs to do X, Y, and Z. But again, this ain't no assembly line. You have been through things that have affected you, that have created a certain version of you, that have, affected your lens of life, that have affected how you see yourself, et cetera, et cetera. Put it like this, because this is what I was telling the sister. She watched that video where I was talking about how a man's effort equals his interest. And I forget exactly what it was, but I just know she was being hard on herself. The comment was her talking about how she felt so unworthy of a real man because she was this, that, and the other, and it was different than other women. Now, the reason why I don't remember is not because I wasn't paying attention. I tuned out because all I heard was her thinking of her uniqueness as some type of hindrance in finding love, when a man that truly loves you is going to take everything unique about you and make you feel like it's a gift. Like, if you are an overthinker, the man who truly loves you, he's going to be an over-explainer, because that's going to put your mind at ease. The whole point of a relationship is to build trust, not destroy it. If you think a lot and you think deeply into things, stop thinking that's something you got to suppress or that makes you unlovable or unlikable or difficult or challenging. Yes, the wrong man is going to tell you that. The wrong man is going to tell you, oh, you too much, you too. But the right man is going to take all of those things that the last man said was too much and show you that it's just enough for him. Like he wants you to keep it right there. I'm not talking about character issues. I'm not talking about you're broken. I'm just talking about things that make you unique. Am I making sense? Things that make you unique. Stop trying to form fit yourself into some type of mold, when the man that God has for you is going to be custom made for you. And in any way that you guys don't already come in perfectly fitted, he's going to make the adjustment. Leave room for a man to sacrifice. That's how we naturally love. And that's how you'll be able to discern if that man truly loves you. You may be a sensitive woman. Stop thinking that's such a problem because you dealt with men who couldn't handle it. That just means that the man for you is going to have to be patient with you. That don't mean that you need to try to be something that you not, be stoic when you not, be numb when you're not. Like, stop thinking that. That just lets you know the man for you is going to be patient, and he's going to learn, if he doesn't already know this, he's going to learn how to hold space for you. instead of just rushing to fix things because it's so inconvenient to deal with all your emotional sensitivities. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. You may need more than average reassurance. Okay, cool. Understand there are men out here who have no problem sending unprompted love letters, love text messages, some kind of communication just to remind you of something he already done told you. He already said he loved you. He already said you're beautiful. He already said he's all in. He's committed. He already said that he's looking forward to the future. He already said all of these things. There are men out here who don't mind communicating something they've already said just so you don't forget it, or just so any of your thoughts that may have come to the forefront, or anything that you've ever been through that may come to the forefront, is able to be pushed to the back again, able to die down a little bit more. Understand what I'm saying? Like y'all be getting quote unquote trained by the wrong men, and therefore you get out of position for the right man for you. You ain't got to be right for everybody. You only need one man. You only need one. You may be a little bit more independent. I'm not talking about to a point where you can't let a man help you with nothing. But let's just say you've always had your own way of looking at life, or goals, or you're really passionate, or maybe you're ambitious. Yeah, for some guys that ain't gonna work, but for the man for you, he's just going to need to have a certain level of security within himself so he can support you in ways that you want to elevate and grow and not feel threatened or anything like that. Like, that's the man for you. And any man that truly is down to earn you is also going to be open-minded to learning you. It may not be something that's intuitive for him. It may not be something that he already know. I'm here to tell you, it's even better if that man doesn't already know these things, but the moment he sees that there's a gap between where he's at and where you need him to be in terms of loving you properly, and you see that he's willing to close that gap, instead of getting insecure, or his pride or his ego kind of bruised because you telling him that he got to do something different in order to love you. Yeah, because you're different. Am I making sense to anybody? Because what I really want to address some of the second guessing y'all do about your worth, your value, what you bring to the table, your authenticity, because it hasn't worked for all of the wrong guys up until this point. There are men out here who will love you right where you are, and if they aren't there, the moment that y'all meet, they'll close that gap. They'll close that distance. You have difficulty being vulnerable. Okay, cool. The man for you is going to have to learn how to create a safe space for open communication. He's going to have to learn how to be vulnerable with you as well, so that it's safe to be vulnerable. Both of y'all getting invested. Both of y'all got skin in the game now. It's not just you showing him a more vulnerable or softer side, or sharing things you don't normally share. It's also him as well. It's not just you putting things out there, risking being judged. It's also him as well. That's what the man for you is going to do. He's going to come to where you're at. He's going to accommodate everything that makes you set apart from the next person. And that's how you guys become one flesh in marriage, or whatever it is you after, but in one flesh. That's how you guys grow together. That's the cohesiveness, the adjustments that both of y'all are willing to make. But see, I've noticed a lot of women are willing to make adjustments. Y'all are willing to change your hair. Y'all are willing to learn how to cook if you ain't normally learn how to cook. Y'all are willing to do all of this stuff. But actually, it's men who are natural born sacrificial lovers. We were the ones, at least in the Bible, we were the ones told we need to be willing to sacrifice, change some things, do some things different, die to self. That's getting a little bit deep if you're not really into that. But even in a practical sense, it's us who really are supposed to be the ones taking the lead on making these types of sacrifices. You may be a perfectionist. You may be very hard on yourself. Okay, the man that's going to truly love you and the man that's truly meant for you, he's going to have to be willing to celebrate every win. He's going to have to be willing to be keen to times where you're a little bit too hard on yourself and speak life into you. He's going to have to be that safe space for you to be imperfect and reassure that version of you. He's going to have to be the one to lift you up whenever you feel down because of something that you didn't do correctly or something you failed at, so that he breaks that tie between your worth and achievement. Like that's going to be something he has to be willing to learn. And if he's not willing to learn you, he's not willing to earn you. If it gets too inconvenient for him and therefore he's ready to shut down because, you bringing baggage, or you too difficult, or you too, man, look, that ain't the one for you. I'm talking about in situations where as a woman, you're willing to accommodate him. You probably normally ain't even got the kind of sex drive that he got, but you willing to step your game up. Or maybe you got even more of a sex drive than he got, and you willing to do without because that ain't where he at. You willing to make all of these different adjustments, and shouldn't you have somebody who's willing to do the same for you? Shouldn't you be willing to? You may be very passionate as a woman. You may have very strong emotions. You're gonna have to be with a man who's very careful not to dismiss you as being dramatic. You're going to have a man who understands how to be anchored in his own masculine core. So in times where you're being intense and you don't want to be, you got something that can help you get back to baseline instead of a man that just matches your energy. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like I'm speaking to those. I've heard these things, man. I've gotten DMs, emails, and stuff where y'all talking down on yourself. I'm like this. Other women are like that. I don't know what y'all think. I believe that any woman who's living in her true authenticity, she's going to have ways that she's very unique and set apart from everything we see on TV and social media. Not every woman is just so soft and traditionally feminine and, cooks and cleans and never has morning breath and never has bad hair day. All of her contours is always on point. Every dress fits her. She's always photoshopped. Not every woman is like that. Now, some of y'all natural born, cool. I ain't mad at it. But most real women, they got some different, like real women aren't perfect and perfect women are not real. And any man who truly loves you is going to not, first off, care or even want that perfection. He's going to want your authenticity. But you got to be firm and confident in that so he can love you, not the facade of you, not what you think is approved or acceptable. I hope I'm talking to somebody, man. You like mental stimulation. You like deep conversations. Okay, cool. This particular man, he better be willing to set aside some mental capacity and not just wait till he's depleted and drained for the day to try to talk to you and hear about your day, but instead make time, make energy to have those mentally stimulating conversations. That's how a man is going to love you. You have every right to require that, to voice and vocalize, this is what I need. This is what it means to love me. He ain't got to be all deep and know all the love languages. It's just you just telling him this is what I need and him being open-minded and willing enough to implement whatever changes. Again, we're not talking about character issues where you can do whatever you want, run all over this man. I'm just talking about things that make you you. Stop listening to the voices of wrong men. The ones that weren't right for you, the ones that didn't work out, the ones who didn't want to put in the effort, the ones who didn't want to make any changes, the ones that said, take me as I am. Take me as I am, but they wouldn't take you as you were. You may have a tendency to put others first because you're an empath. Maybe you just selfless like that. The man who's going to love you is going to be the man that notices this and encourages you to love yourself. Not the one that takes advantage of it. Not the one that tries to push it even further to get what he can off of you. But if he notices that, man, you really go hard for people and they don't always go so hard for you. When you need somebody, it's like you ain't got nobody to call on. Instead of just being another person added to that list, or instead of you having to get in and try to be so tough and so detached and not care about nobody, your man that is for you, he may not come already like this, but he's going to be willing to make the adjustments to now be the person that encourages you and reminds you to love on yourself a little bit more. Take more time for yourself. Spend more money on yourself. You invest in everything else. Spend some money on yourself sometime. Take some time to go out with your homegirls, to connect with your mom and them, to get yourself something nice. Bubble bath. Time away from me. No, not tonight, baby. I don't need you to make sure I'm straight and to do this, that, and the other. Baby, get you some sleep. You need to recharge. You to make sure the house running good. You make sure the kids is good. And now at the end of the night, you trying to, pep yourself up, get you some energy to make sure I get my back rubbed or whatever it is we might do. No, baby, I want to take care of the dishes tonight. I want to put the kids to bed, and I want you to just relax. Let me be at your service. Tomorrow, you was going to do this, that, and the other. No, I got the house. I done paid the extra money to get cleaners to come to the house. They going to clean the house from top to bottom. You go ahead and just take you a ride, man. Go do some yoga or take a walk or whatever. You take some time for you. Like, that's the perfect fit for you, and he's not going to come in already perfect fit. I'm talking about a man who loves you. He's going to say, okay, this is what I need to rise to the occasion. My queen always looking out for everybody else. She's so of service to everybody else and ready to do that for me. That's nice. I'm going to enjoy that. But at the same time, I'm not going to exploit that. You see, a man's whole MO whenever he comes in and he truly loves you is to prepare you for the next level of life he's trying to take you to. And I'm not talking about just financially. But in terms of quality of life, peace of mind, health, wellness, spirituality, financial, yes, that too, but not just that. The whole goal for him is to get you and prop you up for the next level of life. Why? Because that's where he's going if he's a growth-oriented man. But on the other hand, if he's not doing that, if he's not trying to prepare you for the next level of life that he's wanting to guide you towards and support you towards, he's just using you to prepare him for another woman he's going to do that for. Because that's naturally how we're wired. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the truth. A man is not sitting there trying to increase you, upgrade you, level you up, grow with you, the whole nine. You sitting there pulling on that man to come out of bad habits. You sitting there trying to push on that man to finally take accountability. Teaching him every little thing, and he's still acting like he just don't know, just don't understand. You still trying to shift that man's priorities for him. This entire time, he's taking down notes mentally. He's collecting the data so he can use you to prepare him for another woman. You are being that man's tutor to go and take the test and graduate with somebody else. I'm just keeping it real. But it don't have to be that way. Because these men show signs in the very beginning, honestly, and through the serious dating phase as well, that this is their mentality. This is where they are. And so if you know how to spot them, you'll never be that woman that a man uses to prepare him for another woman. If you know those signs to look for, there's, I say 10. And that's something I discussed on my free training. If you have not yet, I put the training link down here in the comments on how to never be the woman that prepares a man for another woman. Never be a man's training camp for somebody else's game time, ever. And if you ever been that woman or seen somebody in that situation, you know that's a very painful reality. To build a man up, increase him, teach him, support him, keep him from spiraling out, keep him from breaking down and all of these different moments in his life. And then whenever he get up, he go to another woman. You don't have to even risk that being your reality. But you have to know what to look for to prevent that from being you. And I gave away every single one of those secrets for free on how to prevent yourself from being that woman. I put the link down here in the comments. So if you see a link right here, Ashley Renee said it's good, watch it. Oh, I don't miss on my master classes. Because that's the kind of subject I wanted to do a deep dive on. So if you want more right after we're done, go ahead and register so the link can be in your inbox by the time we're done here. But moral of the story is this. Effort still equals interest. If that man is not putting forth effort, and effort is not just activity. Effort is just not him being busy, doing things that he would do for anybody. Effort are those specific actions, those specific gestures, those specific adjustments to what you need based on what you told him and what you haven't told him, just based on him paying attention. That's a direct correlation to how much interest he has in you. And if that man is truly interested, he's going to have no problem earning you. But he cannot earn you if he's not willing to learn you. And if you agree with that, hit the share button right now so we can spread this truth. If you feel like anything I said was facts, hit the share button so we can spread this truth all over, because they always love to spread misinformation. That's why we in the state we in now. But anyway, I'm your internet big brother looking out per usual. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments after you hit the share button. And if you want more, if you want a deep dive on that topic about how to make sure you're the woman that a man knows he must come prepared for, instead of the woman that prepares him for another woman, I put the link right here. That's going to give you access to my free training, a deep dive on exactly that. Also, the link is in the caption right by the title. If you see the title somewhere, just